Folks around Prescott, they dubbed me the Virgin Cowboy. Yeah, that's right. 40 damn years old. Ain't laid a hand on a woman. Not 'cause I couldn't. Hell, chances came knocking. But every soul I ever cared for wound up cold in the ground, and I vowed I wouldn't hand fate another poor bastard to strike down. Then she stumbles up to my door. Apache, plain as day. Blood seeping down her shoulder, eyes cold as a January blizzard, staring right through me like I was nothing but dust. The sort of woman I oughta plugged right there, seeing as her kinfolk turned my family's place into a slaughterhouse 20 years ago, blood soaking the dirt. But damn it, I didn't. I let her step inside. And that single fool choice, that split-second slip, it tore apart all I'd scraped together. My lonesome quiet, my hard-won peace, that grave I'd dug for myself without a shovel. But ain't nobody warns you about Rotten Hollow for 20 long years. When you finally start breathing again, it stings fiercer than lead in your gut. Hell, I'd bear that ache 100-fold for going back to that nothing void. Reckon I'm loco? Could be. But hang on tight. 'Cause this tale, it'll twist up what you reckon about love, about sticking by folks, about what a fellow'll torch, just to feel a spark of life again. Slap that. Like if you got the guts for what's coming. Sign up if you're hankering for more raw truths from the West's shadowy underbelly. Now pour a stiff one, partner. You're gonna want it burning down your throat. 20 years holed up in that shack, about 3 miles out from Prescott, where the scrub brushes up against the tall pines and the wind hauls in nothing but sagebrush stink and old sorrows. Folks figured I feared women. Nah, they had it wrong. I feared losing them, that's the truth. Want to know the why of it? I was just 20, riding back from a hunt. Spotted the smoke curling up before I even hit the door. Pa, scalped raw. Ma's dress ripped to shreds, her body all broken and used. And little sis, only 10, clutching at her belly trying to keep her innards from spilling out. She fixed those dying eyes on me like she was begging. Why'd you leave us, brother? Why weren't you here? So I walled myself in, called it living free, snagged some land, broke horses, poured whiskey down till the screams dulled to whispers. Gave myself one oath. Don't ever love what you ain't ready to bury. Held up fair enough for nigh on 2 decades. Till December 8th, 1878. Winter bit down early that year, dragging in what felt like a specter on the wind. Sandstorm whipped up right after the sun dipped. I was on my 3rd whiskey, the burn still hot in my throat, when horses thundered close. Shots cracked, then a fist pounding on the door, muffled by the howling dust. Who's out there? Please, they kill me. Her voice cut through, gasping, English all jagged like she was fighting for each word. I opened the door. She sagged, against me, near collapsing. Apache. Wrist tattoo gave her away. Round 22, I'd wager. Blood crust in her left shoulder, long black hair caked with grit and sand. But those eyes, no pleading in 'em, just a hard stare, challenging me to shove her back into the storm. Apache, I muttered, keeping the gun up. She pulled herself straighter, wincing through the hurt. Yes, your kin slaughtered my family. Your folks cut down my husband. She teetered a bit, sweat beading on her brow. Reckon we're square, then. Oughta slammed that door in her face. Let the bluecoats hunt her down. But, damn it, my mouth betrayed me. One night, then you skedaddle. And I shifted aside, letting the chill wind rush in with her. Moment her boot crossed that sill, I felt it. My old ways crumbling. The quiet one. The safe hole I'd hid in. The one where I was already half buried. She went by Kaya. 3 days we circled each other like hurt wolves. Eyes narrow, waiting for the knife in the back. The air thick with unsaid suspicions. But come the second morning, I stirred to the cabin all tidied. Floor swept of dust. Wood piled neat by the hearth. Coffee bubbling with that bitter steam rising. She nudged a bowl my way, and I just froze, staring at it like it'd bite. "Eat," she said, voice low. "You too thin. Thin like sorrow. Eatin' you." "I'm all right." "No." Her hand pressed to her own chest, eyes locking on mine. "Thin. Right here, in the soul. I can tell. Ain't nobody peered into me for 20 years. That evening, her fever shot up fierce. Found her shivering by the flames, shoulder burning hot under my touch, pus smelling sour. No way round it. I had to strip that dress off her. My fingers trembled bad as I tugged that buckskin off, the hide sticking to dried blood. Never laid eyes on a woman bare fore. Not up close like this. Her frame all wiry from hard miles, scars crisscrossing like old trails. Those small breasts heaving with each ragged breath, nipples dark against her skin. Even in her fever haze, her fist clenched tight round that bone knife. She don't trust a soul. Same as me, gripped tight on survival. Poured whiskey over the gash, the sting making her hiss, then stuffed it with damp moss and yarrow, bound it up in fresh linen that smelled of lye. Once I draped the blanket over her, I stumbled out into the biting cold, gulping air to steady my racing heart. 'Cause for 40 years, I'd been walking dead. And now, Lord forgive me, something was stirring inside, like thaw after a long freeze. Come the 5th day, she was out there mending, hammering the busted shutter back straight, wrestling that leaning fence post upright. I leaned on the porch rail, watching her sweat in the chill air. "Why'd you help me?" she blurted, wiping her hands. I mulled a lie, then shrugged. "Dunno. I reckon you do." She halted about 3 paces off, eyes narrow. "You're a decent fella. Just forgot how to be. A good man could have plugged an Apache gal like me. Simple. No fuss. But you picked the rough trail. Picked being alive over hiding. Ain't been called human in 20 years. Not once. Your kin murdered my folks," I murmured, voice catching. "I know. It's in your eyes. Same as mine." Her palm flat against her chest. "Soldiers gutted my husband. 8 months back. Then that captain, white devil, he eyed me up. Said I'd be his squaw. Said I got no say. That why you lit out? Yeah, I'd pick dying over being some man's property. You get that? Hell, I did. Clear as day." That evening, she set some withered wildflowers by my tin plate. "In my tribe's way, when a soul saves yours, you hand 'em these forget-me-nots. Means, I see you true. I'm grateful. Won't let it fade. Ain't never been thanked that raw, like I counted for something." Our gazes locked over the scarred table, lingering. And damn if something didn't twist inside, between us, like a knot loosening. 3 weeks dragged by. Snow piled high in December, pinning us in. We fell into patterns, her humming soft tunes over the sputtering pot, me reading from them cheap dime books, her chuckling when I'd trip over some fool wordy bit. But them little brushes, they unraveled me. Her hand settling mine when it shook, fingers grazing over coffee steam, her standing too near, breath hot on my ear, smelling of wood smoke. That one night, that damn stallion lashed out, hoof to my ribs, sending me sprawling in the muck. Before I could spit a curse, she was kneeling beside, palms pressing my bare chest, probing for cracks amid the bruising pain. "Ribs ain't busted," she said, face easing a touch, going softer. "But you're trembling." "I'm all right." "Nah." Her fingertip trailed my collarbone, light as a feather. "You shake 'cause touch is foreign to you, ain't it?" Couldn't dodge it. "Yeah. You ain't never had a woman?" "Never." "How come?" "'Cause everyone I loved ends up gone. Ma, Pa. Little Emma, she was just 10. and I stood there watching her slip away. Voice cracked, throat tightening like a noose. She edged nearer, palm sliding up to cut my jaw, rough skin against my beard. I lost plenty, she breathed. Husband, whole village, even my name feels stolen. All of it. But I'm still kicking. But you're here too. We ain't ghosts yet. What if we face the fear side by side? Better than shivering alone, don't you think? And me, 40 years gone, untouched, holed up like a coward. I finally cracked, walls tumbling. I yanked her close, pressed my lips to hers. Wasn't pretty. Teeth clashed, beard rasped her skin raw. But Lord, I'd hungered forever, and she tasted like sweet rain after drought. We pulled back, and she grinned crooked. Lousy kiss. I chuckled, chest rumbling. Rusty as hell. Then practice up. She rose, hand out. Come on, inside. I'll show you the ropes. I grasped her hand, calluses meeting mine. First time in 20 years stepping into that cabin sober. No spirits haunting. Just her, and a flicker of something like hope warm in the dark. That night, fire crackling orange and low, she stripped me slow. Not teasing, but careful like, almost holy, her fingers cool on my heated skin. Plenty scars on you, she noted, voice soft. From soldiers, I grunted. Nah. Her palm flat on my chest, over the thudding heart. This here's the real soldier mark. Right in there, where you burrow deep. I'm scared. Don't know the first thing about... Hush now. You do. Your body's got the sense. Just let yourself. Let it feel right. Crave it. Breathe full. Eyes locked on mine. I'm giving you leave. Giving you me. She led my hands to her dress laces. It slipped off, pooling at her feet. There she stood, bathed in flickering fire glow, bold as brass. Skin like burnished copper. Breasts small and high. Hips swaying gentle, made for holding. Prettiest sight my eyes ever drank in. Touch me, she breathed. I did, tentative-like at first. Palm sliding up her ribs, curving round her breast. Feeling that yielding softness. Nipple pebbling under my thumb. She sucked in air sharp, and that gasp. It stirred something wild deep in my gut. Drew her tight. Kissed harder. Hands roaming. Tracing the narrow dip at her waist. The full curve of hips. Down to that warm slick between her legs. Making my mind whirl like dust devils. I want you, I rasped, truth spilling out. Lord, I want you bad. Can't hardly draw breath. Then have me. She stepped back to the bed, tugging me along, eyes fierce. I ain't glass. Won't shatter on you. We spilled onto the bunk in a tangle. Her hands, steady against my trembling ones, showed the way, murmured words in her tongue and mine, urging me on through the haze. When I slid into her at last, her warmth parting round me, that fierce heat gripping, I got it then. What home truly was. Not four walls, a living, breathing soul. We rocked together, frantic yet sure. Legs locked round my waist, she met each push with her own fire, nails digging trails down my back, stinging sweet. Say my name, she gasped, urgent. Kaya. Louder, again. Kaya. She broke first, body arching tight, cry catching in her throat like a sob. I tumbled after, 40 years' ache bursting out in a blinding blaze, leaving me panting, shaken, feeling fresh as a newborn. After, we sprawled in the damp, sweaty sheets, smell of us hanging heavy. That all right? I mumbled. She chuckled low. Asking now, are ya? She looked me in the eyes. You made me feel whole. Not some widow. Not just Apache. Not a trinket for whites to claim. Plain woman? Me? That's better and all right. But joy, like them sudden squalls, don't stick round long. They rode in at first light, woke to the thud of hooves circling the cabin, dust kicking up, snatched my Winchester, heart pounding. Kaya was on her feet, knife gripped white knuckle. Soldiers, They tracked me down. Captain Robert Whitmore, U.S. Cavalry, the voice bellowed. We know you got that runaway Apache in there. Hand her over and we walk away clean. I squinted through the shutter crack. 10 bluecoats. Right in the middle, Captain Whitmore. Young buck, pretty-faced, smirking like he owned the dirt. You scouted good back in the day, Whitmore drawled on. Don't toss your name in the mud for some wild Injun. Kaya sidled up, whispering, I'll go out. You built a life here. Don't want me wrecking it. I turned to her, the gal who'd yanked me from the grave, shown me how to chuckle again, to reach out, to yearn. And I chose, right then. No, you ain't budgin'. Buckled on my gun belt, leather creaking. They want you. They'll chew lead from me first. They'll cut you down. Could be. Kissed her fierce tastin' salt, but I'd sooner bleed out beside you than drag on alone. Booted the door wide, wood splinterin', and strode out on the creaky porch. 10 barrels snapped my way, clicks echoing. Whitmore, that gal you're after? She's mine to guard. Want her? You'll drill me down first. Whitmore grinned slick. That how you want to bow out? Croaking for an Apache whore? I squeezed off a shot. Hat flew off his skull. Horse bucked wild. Soldiers hoisting irons. But I held steady. Winchester locked on his chest. Finger itching. Next slug's for your ticker. Clear off my spread. You're done for. Been a walking corpse 20 years. Don't faze me. Cocked the rifle with a snap. But you got that look like losing's still a thorn. 5 heartbeats dragged. Nobody twitching. Then Whitmore spun his mount. Pull back. Ain't finished. Whole damn territorial here. You're an Injun sympathizer. Turncoat. They'll string you up. See ya in the pit, Captain. Once they faded into dust, Kaya hauled me inside. You're loco. Picking me over all you got. Damn right. Why? I'm worth nothing. You're all there is. Cradled her face, thumbs on cheeks. First one in 20 years making life seem worth the hurt. So yeah, I pick you. Every damn time. But we both felt it hanging. Whitmore'd circle back, sure as sundown. 3 days on, I saddled up for Prescott, needing goods. Whispers kicked up for my boot hit dirt. By the store, a knot of folks had bunched, eyes boring in. There he is, the fool sheltering that Apache squaw. Parsons, the storekeep, stared me down. We don't deal with Injun lovers round here. Slapped 3 gold pieces on the scarred counter. Ammo, coffee, salt. Snatched my stuff and headed out. 2 roughnecks lounged by my horse. Traitor, one hawked, then swung a haymaker. Took the blows, let 'em vent their bile. Once they tired, me spittin' blood, I hauled up into the saddle, tastin' iron, and spurred away. Kaya paced the porch. One glance at my busted face, tears welled up. I wrecked you. Tore it all down. I ought to leave. Hush. Drew her close, arms round her trembling frame. You didn't break me. You pulled me out. You're my kin now. Family. The only home I need. That night, we came together again. Slow, tender-like, shadow of trouble looming. Each brush of skin a silent oath. Each kiss sealing it deeper. Figured we'd light out in 3 days. Maybe Montana way. Or up to Canada. Someplace where faces ain't familiar. But damn, we oughta slipped away that very night. Assault hit at midnight. No heads up, just leads smashing glass, pandemonium tearing into our quiet nook, shards flying like ice. Tumbled from the bunk, snatched the rifle. Hit the floor. Turn her loose and you walk, Whitmore hollered. I blasted out the window. Burn in hell. Hired guns ringed the place. Can't pick 'em all off, I muttered, sliding fresh rounds in, hands slick. Too damn many. Then we go down swinging. Kaya snagged the extra Colt. I'm set. We battled fierce as demons. Dropped 3 on my end. Kaya nailed 2. Bullets whizzing. Held the line for a solid 10 minutes, smoke choking the air. Then Lead bit my shoulder, hot and deep. Dropped me like a stone, blood seeping warm through the shirt, stinging fierce. No! Kaya scrambled over, palms clamping the hole. Door burst in with a crack. 2 bastards charging. She popped 2 shots, both crumpled, boots thudding. Third one piled on her, fingers clawing her neck. I pushed to rise, legs buckled, pain shooting. Whitmore sauntered in, booting over the dead. Well, looky here, you pair got feelin's. Touchin'. He squatted by Kaya, finger trailing her cheek slow. I'll cut her loose all right, straight to my bunk, her rightful spot. Let her be, I croaked. Finish him off. Draw it out. I want her seeing every bit. Whitmore snarled. Hired gun eased off her neck, hoisting his piece, and quick as a snake, she yanked the bone knife from her boot, jammed it up through his jaw with a wet crunch. He slumped. Kaya twisted free, snatched the fallen iron, and plugged Whitmore in the shoulder, blood spraying. Captain reeled. You bitch. No. Kaya rose, barrel steady on his skull. I ain't your bitch, ain't your plaything, ain't yours at all. Trigger squeezed. Quiet slammed in heavy. Kaya knelt by me. Stay with me. Don't you dare go. Ain't going. I wheezed. You pulled me through. Again. We pull each other, she murmured. That's our way. 6 months gone. Montana spread out chill and vast under a washed-out spring sky. Shack we hammered up was cramped, but ours true. No blue coats sniffing, no tongues wagging. Past left behind. Young drifter rode in, asking water. Spotted Kaya. I stiffened up, but he just doffed his hat. Ma'am? Once she stepped away, he queried, You folks hitched? Flashes of Prescott hit, bleeding in the dust for picking love. Not legal-like, I said wary. But by your say-so? By every promise worth a damn. He grinned. That'll do for me. For the drink. And the lesson. What lesson? Love's worth scraping for, even if the whole world's hollering no. He spurred off. I lingered, something easing in my chest, like a weight lifting slow. Kaya threaded her fingers in mine. You all right? Yeah, more'n all right. Good. Guided my hand to her belly, still flat. 'Cause, reckon there's a little one on the way. Heart skipped. What? Fresh start. Ours. You and me. Yanked her near, nose in her hair smelling of pine, and tears came, first in 20 years. Not sorrow this time. Pure gladness. The wild gift of something precious to risk losing. And now, fear didn't grip me. She'd shown the truth. Love ain't hiding from hurt. It's diving in so deep that if loss comes, you know it was worth every scar. Folks pegged me the virgin cowboy of Prescott. Missed the mark. I shed that the night I cracked the door to the cold blast and let a spark of heat slip through. Never once rooted. Not a lick. If this yarn stirred something in you,